be a pop star when you were young? I mean, you know, did you do the whole thing with the tennis racket, the old air guitar? Well, the music business is littered with the distant memories of one-hit wonders. However, Zara Clarke and Vanessa Kelly, through their dance group Deep Obsession, seem to be making some serious inroads into overseas markets, which it seems to be how we measure the success of our artists here in New Zealand. They've had solid chart success here, and on the strength of that, Universal Records have poured $500,000 into their international assault. Let's see if it's paying off. Good morning to Zara and Vanessa.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Good morning. Gorgeous coat.
Oh, thank you.
I want the coat. Well, good morning to you both, and thank you so much, because you're going to sing for us as well, which
Absolutely,
is wonderful.
yes.
$500,000 of record company money. Wow, I mean, that must be really encouraging for you.
Yes.
Yes, definitely, since we're actually not personally responsible for that too. It's all based off album sales. So, yeah, if the albums sell, then we have to pay it back. If they don't, it's not like we have huge mortgages.
Ah, well, that's what I was wondering, because you do actually have to pay it back. I mean, that's a funny... You know, I think people don't think that. They think, whoa, they've got this advance and they can... But you do, but you don't have to if it doesn't make it big. So
no, that's right, yeah.
What do you think it is that Universal Records see in Deep Obsession?
They obviously think that our songs are strong enough and that the look is right, and that there's also a gap in the market as well internationally for a female duo, which hasn't happened for a while. So I think we were just there at the right time, which is a great thing. It's really encouraging.
I made a mention just before when we went into the break that, you know, you're a real band. You're not one of those made-for-television ones. I mean, has the advent of groups like True Bliss and Bardo sort of made people lump you in with that same sort of, you know, not real band thing?
I think to begin with, any genre that you're in, for instance, we're in the same kind of group as, same kind of genre as them, but the fact that we write our own songs and things, I think, comes into the fact that we get taken a little bit more seriously as musicians, because we have actually worked our way towards this. We haven't sort of been given lots of money straight away and sort of said...
had all the stylists and had all of that stuff in.
Yeah.
You've got that now, though, have you?
Yeah, we're very lucky now.
I think we've been also really lucky in a sense that we've also been able to control our own kind of styling and things like that as well.
That's right.
Like, we've still been able to put our input in and say, look, this is how we'd like to look, and we really don't want to go too far away from that. And
yes, because you see, I mean, people make a lot of that, see, I did as well, about you're tall and you're blonde and that's the look. But in fact, when we see you side by side, you're quite different.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Even though, in pictures people find it very hard to tell us apart.
Yeah, which one's Vanessa, which one's Zara?
Yeah, but I mean, but you are quite different. But that's sitting here. But as you say, in the photos and things, you haven't maintained that sort of separation.
No, I think that's like with makeup artists and hairstylists. If they generally sort of give you the similar makeup and a similar hairstyle, people sort of do affiliate that with being sisters, because we always get asked if we're sisters. And,
yeah, I think that's also originally when we first started, the record company really wanted us to have that kind of close bond, the sister thing, because it hadn't happened for a while. So, yeah, it still sort of comes through with our styling every now and again.
Well, you made the mention of you know, that you're taken seriously as musicians because you write all your own stuff. Now, how did all of that start?
4 years ago now, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, both of us have sort of written long before Deep Obsession, but the actual working on this particular project, about 4 years ago was when it first initially started.
And you started singing in pubs and...
I did,
fights breaking out. The real thing, you know.
Quite hilarious.
Yes, it's all growth.
Yes,
it's what makes you real.
That's right.
And is that what you see as giving you longevity? Because you're about to get launched onto the international market.
I think it certainly makes it easier as far as live performance goes, having the background of doing it for like 9 years. It makes it very simple being able to get up and perform, whereas I think some of the younger bands that have sort of come fresh out of performance school or somewhere like that, they haven't actually had the live experience and they're sort of stuck on stage immediately. I think it would be very difficult to be able to have that self-confidence to be able to sing in front of however many people wherever you are. So I think both of us have sort of done enough live experience to feel comfortable doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
While you're serious musicians, though, the look is very important. And Zara arrived first this morning. Zara.
And very unusual, believe me.
Coming through the makeup room saying, oh, Zara's here, Zara's here. You know, so I mean, do you get a lot of that, the two of you?
Yeah, it's funny actually. Everywhere we go, like I just went down to Whakatane last weekend, and somebody couldn't believe that somebody from Deep Obsession was down there. And so luckily I had some posters in the back of the car, but it's really, I think it's really neat. People get so excited and it's inspiring for them. So hey, I mean, that's part of the job. And
Yeah,
that's the
they
fun
like your
bit.
look, and if they buy the records and they like the sound of you as
Yeah,
well, that's
yeah.
going to be a big help. The dancing thing, though, did that also maybe distract from your music?
When we first started, I think we were still deciding whether we wanted to have more dance involved with, you know, our vocals as well. And we sort of preferred to kind of go down just the vocals side of things. But internationally now, there's also a lot of dance that's been combined with singing. So really, I mean, that's something that we're developing as we go along. But yeah, mainly focusing on our vocals.
Yeah, vocals is the main thing, but in places like Thailand and Asia and Japan, places like that, it's essential that you actually are able to, it's actually more important that you dance than you actually sing. So for us, it's so important that we sing, we've had to be able to learn to move at the same time
Keeps
as well.
you fit.
Like exactly.
Absolutely,
Keeps you fit.
yep.
there was a very public split with your first manager and your co-songwriter, Chris Banks, which detracted a bit from what, you know, your personal publicity, because everybody was suddenly focused on that.
Yeah.
What was behind all of that?
Basically, I think at the time, I don't think it was a horrible split at all. And we were all writing together for, what, a good 2 years,
Yeah.
two and a half years before anything ever happened. And basically, Chris had a lot of opportunities as well to go off with his writing and work with other artists. And he decided that's the area that he wanted to go into. And I mean, we've written a great album together, and you know, we still get on well. So. Yeah.
And we fully support him in what he does. I mean, without him, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. And I think naturally, as you grow, sometimes, unfortunately, you do tend to grow apart a little bit. And fortunately, it's worked out the best for everyone. Vanessa and I have been able to keep going, and so has Chris. And his
Well, you've certainly kept going, and I mean, like in the UK, you worked with a producer who's done some really big names like Cher and Enrique.
Yeah, a couple of them
Wow.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
it's
you're
been
off
humbling.
to conquer the world.
Yeah, off to Thailand and some parts of Asia, and it's made it a lot easier having management. Actually, we've secured management, which has helped us so much. It's taken a lot of pressure off. And,
Oh, well, look, all the very best to you. And that whole album is being remixed internationally.
It has been
right.
remixed.
And the one we're getting here now is the international version.
That's right.
right.
Does that mean that if you've got the original Kiwi version,
That's like an
it's
exclusive,
an
like
exclusive,
special,
and it is going to be collectible?
Yeah, it will
Yeah.
be.
Thank you both very much, but don't go away, because Vanessa and Zara are going to be singing for us a very special treat. Your brand new single, I Surrender,
That's
live
right.
here in the studio. Great. Okay, they'll be gathering out there. You know, all the guys will be gathering out there. We'll catch you a little bit later on. We've got more of your calls coming up. So our question this morning is does the Olympic glory come with too high a price tag? Have we moved away from the honour of the sport? Do we put too much pressure on our athletes now to win gold? Your calls on 0800 888 255 or fax me on 093 661 663. I mean, we've got a lot of other things that we need to spend money on in New Zealand. Should we be spending it on our athletes? Should we be rewarding them, paying them for winning medals? Asta is still to come with her spring glories. It's her last look at spring glory. So don't you go away. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.